from the Echo Network studios here in Royal Oak, Michigan. This is Odd Musings. We're your hosts. I'm Brett Pinson.
And I'm Scott Zambelli.
And today's episode is brought to you by a couple of our sponsors. First, we're going to start off with Loringer Family Chiropractic, because your journey to wellness begins here. Build a healthy lifestyle with chiropractic care. At Loringer Family Chiropractic Center PC, they take great pride in providing the finest chiropractic care to each and every patient. They offer on-site digital x-rays, massage therapy, orthotics by foot levelers, young living essential oils, aromatherapy, all with a full line of items available to you as well in a family-oriented environment. Give them a call, 734-697-4244. They are located in Belleville, Michigan, as well as Dexter, Michigan. And you can visit them online at LoringerFamilyChiropractic.com. I was just there yesterday, got my weekly adjustment, and because it's their Patient Appreciation Week, I got a couple of free donut holes and some apple cider, so I was very happy with that.
Nice.
And I'll be confirming again with Dr. Corinne to have her on. I think we're looking at December 5th. I'm going to message her this week about that.
Yeah.
And we'll get to talk to her about all the fun stuff of chiropractic and how it can help you with your healthy lifestyle.
Nothing like donut holes to make you fully feel appreciated as a customer.
And they had birthday cake, and it was good.
Ooh.
So I like that. Nobody, it's just birthday cake. Oh. Birthday cake, birthday cake.
Is that allowed?
Yeah, birthday cake donut holes are excellent. So, and then we're also sponsored by...
that would be me.
Scott Zambelli.
Scott Zambelli. Yes. As many of you know, I am a realtor. And
Realtor?
Yes.
A realtor.
Yes, from Santa Clarita Diet. Realtor. There is no I or A in the middle of the word. However, there is an I in me.
There's an I in them with an I. I don't know.
Yeah, but in all seriousness, got some exciting news to announce. You've heard her name mentioned on here before, Jill Webler. Her and I have been kind of semi-partners in real estate. We've been working on deals together and stuff. But as of November 1st, we are officially a team. We are known as the Team Titans of Real Estate at Keller Williams Lakeside in Shelby Township, Michigan. So not only do you get me when you hire me, but you also get her, and she does an awesome job. You get the
lovely, beautiful, smart, and intelligent
that's right,
Jill Webler.
But
and along with Jill Webler, you get a Scott.
That's right. I come free. She doesn't, but it's worth it.
He's not free. It's complimentary. Complimentary Scott.
Yes, but in all seriousness, I'm joking. But in all seriousness, we do take real estate seriously.
Yes,
and in today's day and age, we got so much is done with technology, and unfortunately, a lot of the personal touch has been lost in real estate. But at the end of the day, it's still a business about relationships, and Jill and I both value our relationship with you, our clients. And so give us a call, 586-549-6096 to reach me, and would love to help you out with whatever you do. We take care of you from beginning to end through the whole process, and whatever you need, we're there for you.
Yep, definitely check them out.
We'll talk more next week. Jill's going to be on the show. We'll go in depth about our services.
You guys have Team Titans of Real Estate on Facebook?
Team Titans. So when you're thinking real estate, remember the Titans.
There you go. Awesome. That's great to hear. That's great news. Today's show, we've got a caller calling in about 10 minutes here. He's Rodney Fyke. He's an artist friend of ours. I've known for quite a few years. Traveling the circuit, doing Comic-Cons all over, based out of Cincinnati, Ohio. His comic company's Haslam Comics. We got Peanut Pudding and Jelly, and we got Pitter Patter. He's also done a lot of sketch card work. He just does he's just a fantastic artist and a great guy all around. And I did you might remember if you guys were watching the Odd Musings Facebook page, I did a quick video with him at Cincinnati Comic Expo back in September, and he's coming on to talk a little bit about his books, his comics. He's got an appearance this weekend at Grand Rapids Comic Con in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and so he wants to promote that a little bit. So that was a lot of fun. But he was with us this past weekend in Akron and got a little bit of time with him. It was they didn't hang out with us after the show because they went back to their hotel. They were staying somewhere else. But we got a chance to talk with them a little bit and at the show and stuff like that. Not as much as I'd like to have, but we were on complete opposite ends of the show. And but that saves it for all today. Then we get a chance to talk to him about that. So that'll be a lot of fun.
But some people we did get to hang out with after the show.
Yeah. We now keep in mind on our Facebook page we have a video. It is a not safe for work. That's what NSFW means, which means there is language and situation matter that we talk about. But it was kind of a raw telling of stories between Sean Forney, Jay Jay Fife. We had Jay Lynn Warner joining us, otherwise known as Josh Warner of Moose Might, The Adventures of Mighty Moose. And Scott and I were sitting there, and Stephanie was there too, but she was hiding in the corner.
I don't think you're supposed to say that, though. I think she was trying to hide.
Well, she was around, but she wasn't on camera, and she just kind of listened and laughed.
It was good
our audience of
It was
one.
about an hour and a half long.
Yeah, had a great time telling stories. And
basically, this is just some old comic book people just sharing stories in a hotel room.
Yep.
That's all it was.
This is kind of what we ended up doing, having a couple of beers and sitting around talking about previous Comic-Con adventures and other stuff like that. So it's a great time to catch up with those guys.
Yep.
And had a lot of fun there.
Basically, it was back in my day.
Yeah. People walking on my team, I'm like, get off my lawn. And there's no lawn.
No, I think back then it was, back in my day, people used to spend money at Comic-Cons.
Yeah. I remember the day when they would drop $1.
I remember when I could make a living as an artist.
So, but we had a lot of fun with that.
It was a good time, though.
And then, we got Mom was with us, so we kind of need Comic-Con Mom with us. So we had a little fun. Michael Savine, who runs Akron Comic-Con, always does his best to run one of the greatest shows out there. It's a true Comic-Con. The only celebrity there was the original Captain America from the old movies in the late 70s. Yeah. And he was there with Bellman, who also worked on Captain America. And he's like 90-something years old.
Josh has an awesome Alan Bellman story. He's like, want to see a living legend? Come over here.
Yeah.
And Josh's like, oh my God. And he's like, buy this cover. $200 and I'll sign it for free. And look on eBay right now. Right now, you can sell this for thousands right now. And Josh is just like, oh my God. Josh tells it much better though. His version the way he tells stories is very funny.
Yeah, a lot of good people. Actually, Akron was one of those shows that kind of felt semi-family reunion with many people that I know there. I saw like Dave Aiken was there. Andy Bennett was there. Saw him. Across me, not really friends with, but I know who Dirk Manning is, and we had Source Point across from us and that.
Yeah. That's Dominic dubbed him the Ayatollah of ice cream. He has a love of ice cream and karaoke. Is that correct?
Yeah, eating ice cream isn't enough. He has to take a picture with it each and every time. Yeah. You go to a city, he's like, we have to go here. This is the best ice cream.
I believe I think he took a picture of himself with a milkshake this time because I don't think ice cream was available. But there was
Swenson's, a local drive-in there, had a food truck set up outside and had really good milkshakes.
Yeah.
They were excellent. So,
but Dirk always looks like he's having fun at the show.
Oh, he always is, yeah. And then around the corner, my good friend Bobby, otherwise known as Rack Graphics, was there with his mini art gallery and
RAK
Shakan books, and he's got a lot of cool stuff coming out over the next couple of years. He's working on, including updating his Dragon Wars game. We're talking about that. I know I'm probably forgetting a lot of people. There's just a lot of people that know at these shows, and this is one of the ones you see. You like seeing these people because they're really good people. And
they're good people.
But yeah, I enjoy that show a lot. It was in the Goodyear Hall, which is it used to be the old Goodyear tire headquarters.
Yes,
and we got Seth Goodyear watching. So hey, maybe it was your family. And if it was, we supported your family by buying tables at a hall. But
so before Rodney calls in about 7 minutes, one thing we did get to do this weekend is both Brett and I individually saw Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah, we tried to see it while we were in Akron, but it didn't work out because it was first year in 3 years, so we didn't get to go see a movie while there.
Yeah,
but man, what a great movie! Whether you're a fan of Queen, Freddie Mercury, or not, the movie itself is just solid. The performances were spot on, and it really just draws you in. And the thing was, it wasn't drawn. It was 2 hours, a little over 2 hours,
2.5,
and it was just. It felt like it was too short.
Yeah, well,
it really did.
There's so much. Freddie had a very full life, and he had a lot of different areas. He was a complex person, and so there were a lot of different threads in there that I think they did a very good job of tying together into a narrative that worked as a movie. To fit, some things had to get moved around chronologically from what reality was, but to fit all those threads together, I thought they did it in a way that while maybe chronologically wasn't accurate, it kept the truth of the overall message proper.
Right. It was. I kind of likened it to Scott just when I said it's kind of like at the end of Man Shot Liberty Valance, when you know the truth, you print the legend. This was kind of the legend of Queen and Freddie Mercury. It was all based on fact, but they did change a few things around for a dramatic effect, and that's what you do with movies and stuff like that. If you wanted an actual true telling, point, it would have been like a 18-hour documentary.
I'm hoping somebody makes a true story of my life. It'll be like hours of me sitting there drawing. all by myself in a house.
Yeah, episode 27. Scott does real
drawing.
estate. Episode 32. Scott gives up real estate and becomes a marathon runner.
Episode 33. Scott binge watches 80,000 hours of Netflix.
It'd be like, and this season of Scott, we watch him watch The Orville.
Indeed.
Yeah, so
but
that'd
it's
be a
all
lot of
good
fun.
times. Good times. But
Yeah.
I loved it. As a fan of Queen and Freddie Mercury, I thought they did
You can't go wrong with this.
Well, I think they could have gone wrong in how they made it.
No, but the way they did it,
the way they did it was so good, and very fun. And just the music of Queen is so iconic, and it's kind of like a Rockery movie. You can't help but listen to a bunch of Queen music and come out pumped up.
Right.
So the way the movie is, you feel like you were at the concert. I mean, it's insane the way they shot it. And Malik, Rami, how do you say the actor's name?
Rami Malek.
Rami Malek.
Yeah.
He did a phenomenal job as Freddie. And the whole cast of each of the band members was spot on. Brian May, you feel like that was Brian May you were watching.
Right.
So, huge props to them. Loved every minute of it. And honestly, I can't wait to see it again.
Right.
So, I'll give it 10 gold blooms out of 10 gold blooms.
Yes.
And there was a cameo. We won't say who, but we won't say in what capacity. But if you do go see it, watch for Michael Myers.
Yeah. Oh, hey, we got a call coming in. All right. Rodney, we're trying to answer.
Hello. You're on the air.
Hello.
I think they're there.
Hello?
Were we butt dialed?
I don't know. Rodney, is that you?
Hang on a second.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
I dropped the phone. Hang on.
Well, I guess it's better
I'm
than
in the
dropping
middle
the
of
soap.
watching a cargo van. And everything's going wrong. So, just bear with me.
Not a problem.
My pants are falling down. My timer's running out of quarters. It's great.
Well, Rodney, welcome to Odd Musings. And thank you for musing with us about your pants falling down.
It's a good thing we're on the phone instead of in person.
Yeah. All right, you still with us?
Hang on a second, guys.
Yep.
All right.
All right. Well, while he's getting that ready,
Oh my God, really? Gee, when crickets.
Here's a reenactment.
All the times for your pants to not want to stay up.
this is not the intro I expected.
You're laughing with me, right? Not at me?
Yeah,
Sure, why not? Yes.
Of course, our last guest didn't want to wear pants either, so maybe there's a theme going on here.
Yeah, what's with you comic guys? You and Jay Brandt both not wanting to wear pants on our show.
You got any singles?
Yeah.
Singles?
No,
get back to you.
I'm out of singles, so I didn't realize we were doing that kind of show.
Well, while he's getting set up, let's talk a little bit about who Rodney is so the listeners know.
Okay.
Yeah, Rodney is is not just a traditional artist. He's a great comic artist as well. He does writing stories. I know some of his stuff has been drawn recently by Scarecrow Arts.
Yep.
And but he does a lot of his great stuff there. By the way, Barbara says he better not flush. And but a couple of we're gonna talk about.
No flushing.
Okay.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes.
Are you?
Cool.
Have you picked up the soap now?
No, I have to. My timer ran out on the car wash, so I have to get more quarters.
Okay. So just so you guys know, besides being an artist,
I'm in LaGrange, Kentucky, just for a background.
Okay.
We're delivering an Amazon van, and we stopped to get them washed. So I am washing them now. I'm washing mine right now, and it's all full of soap. And I ran out of soap.
oh no.
I ran out of time on the thing.
So he's hosing down the Amazon show. So Rodney, besides being an illustrator, also delivers vehicles for a company. So he's a transporter, but not in the fun movie way where he gets to kill people and drive fast cars and get hot chicks. He gets to drive Amazon vans.
Or does he?
Yeah.
But Rodney is, like I said, he's a comic book illustrator. He does sketch cards, covers, all kinds of cool artwork. He's also a creator of Peanut Pudding and Jelly, as well as a book called Pitter Patter.
Yep.
And I have those books. They're excellent comics, kid-friendly comics. That's why I've always loved about Rodney is he's like me, he likes to have the kid-friendly comic books out there, so that way anybody can read. So, Rodney, what I want to know, Rodney, is when did you first get started doing comics?
Well, I actually I started back in the 90s. I did a black and white independent superhero book called The Superior 7, and we published 5 issues of that. And then we started covering comics for other people, and did that for about 7 years. Then things, as they often do, fell apart, and everybody in the studio grew up and got married and moved away and had kids and families and all that. And I never did that.
Okay.
So I went and got the dreaded day job and did that for about 9 years until I blew out my back. And when I was bedridden from blowing out my back, I started drawing again. And Tina and I'm sure you all know Tina.
Yep.
We met, and we started talking about things, and I told her about my triumphs from the 90s, and she encouraged me to jump back in and do it again, and we got back into the fray, and now we're doing what we're doing.
Okay. Now I know I've known you about, I want to say about 8 years now.
Yeah, it's been about 10 years.
Yeah, we'd see each other at shows. I remember the first time you came up to me was at a Heroes con down in Charlotte, and you're like, you know what, I see you everywhere. I think we should introduce ourselves. And I was like, yeah. And
you know the funny thing about that is there are still guys that fit in that category.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who
see guys at shows every weekend, but you don't talk to them for whatever reason. And eventually one day you say, you know what, I should probably go talk to that guy.
Right.
Well, and, I think part of it is even when we seem outgoing at the shows, a lot of times we're all basically introverts when it comes to meeting new people. And, you're kind of like, let me talk to them and see who they are. And you kind of get to know them and that. And as I've gotten to know you over the years, the respect I have for you as an artist grows every time because I see all the work you're doing. And
thank you.
And I just love it. I mean, we all start off, small. We have a few prints, maybe a comic or something like that. But to watch you come out with, your recent work on your Peanut Pudding and Jelly, and then Pitter Patter and all that stuff, you really got a lot going on there. But just the artwork itself, watching you grow into that as you've changed, not just having prints, but just the way you do more of your sketch covers, your sketch cards, stuff like that. It's just it's really, I think in the last few years you've had like the biggest boon of your career, if I'm not wrong.
It's been good. We're trying to expand. We're trying to change with the times. The things that work one year don't necessarily work the next year. And you have to adapt, and that's the biggest thing is being able to adaptability. Being able to sometimes predict the trends, not necessarily just follow the trends. Yeah, and always. A fair amount of importance is that you're always working on improving your skills. So I'm constantly taking tutorial classes online and getting better with this or getting better with that. And I don't have a big enough ego. I can admit that I'm not the best artist in the world, but I need work on things here and there.
Wait a minute. You're an artist at Comic-Con and you don't have a big enough ego yet?
Not yet.
That just doesn't fit the norm.
Age experience will do that to you.
Yeah. I think it shows the true humbleness of you that you realize that no matter how much success you're having, you still have a lot to go and learn. I think everybody should feel that way, but I think it shows that you're willing to continue to expand and learn and not just stay very static with your stuff. You want to be as dynamic as possible with it and range growing and that.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm I'm always trying to do some. I want to do stories that are different. I try to do stories that are different, and we plan on spreading our wings a little bit, writing wise, here in the future, and doing that. Are you there?
Yeah, we're here. Yep.
Okay, I just heard a beep. Okay. So I'm gonna be jumping into doing some other writing, which I'm looking forward to. But I just, it's fun. I like trying to improve myself. I like the smiles on the kids' faces when they come to the table. I like, not necessarily just the kids, the adults. People who come up to the table and they don't know what's going on, and they have that deer in the headlights look, and they have no idea what a comic book convention is and what the protocol is in approaching a table. They don't know who you are. They don't know what you do. They don't know what they're supposed to do. So it's an educational experience, for a lot of people at shows as well. And I enjoy, shining the light on what we do to people who have no clue on what we do, and opening, offering people new experiences. I think I enjoy that.
Well, and I know you do that with your it's Hasm Comics, right? That's your publishing name?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And so it's like Peanut Pudding and Jelly, which I think is a great little kid-friendly superhero comic. How did that come about?
Thank you. Well, when we first started, we went to a few shows to just kind of as a recon to check shows out, because the way that things were ran in the 90s when I did it before are not the way that they are now. So we went and we spent a year going to shows and seeing how things were different, looking, what trends were hot, what artwork was hot, and we had the discussion. We went to Pittsburgh and we were coming back, and I was like, I can't draw like Humberto Ramos. I can't draw like J. Scott Campbell or Chris Pachalo or any of these guys. And so Tina said, who can you draw like? What can you draw? And I said, I can draw cartoony stuff. I like cartoony stuff. And she said, well, why don't you draw something cartoony, dum-dum?
Sounds exactly like her.
Yes, exactly. So we on the drive back from Pittsburgh, in the car, we came up with the concept of Peanut Pudding and Jelly. Just loosely based on my brother and sister and I growing up and being, goofballs, and as many kids do, pretending that's your superheroes and tying that towel around your neck and putting on some goofy clothes and going out and fight time in the neighborhood.
Nice.
And that's the fun of it. It definitely has that feel of when I was a kid too. Even when you're reading this, like you played like superheroes and you became those heroes, and it was just very real to you at that point. And I think it's one thing I enjoy about reading your comics is because I've like I said, I picked them all up over the last couple of years, especially, and really enjoyed the Peanut Pudding and Jelly. And then you came out with Pitter Patter.
Yes.
And then tell our audience what Pitter Patter is about.
Well, the interesting thing about Pitter Patter is I was never a cat guy. Okay, that's not to say that I hated cats, but I never had pets growing up. So, and I was kind of more partial to dogs, but we never had pets. So when I got together with Tina, she had cats, and she had an outdoor mama cat that kept bringing baby kittens to the house, a couple times a year, and I just got acclimated to them. And now we rescue cats, and we were at a show, and there was a young lady next to us who had a vampire cat little stapled together book that she had done, very rough artwork. You could tell she had just getting started. She had 6 prints of characters from this little book hanging behind her, and she had made plushie dolls of this cat character, and she had 35 of these little dolls. And through the course of the weekend, she sold all 35 dolls and sold out of all 6 of the prints, and it was all cats. On the drive home from the show, I looked at Tina and I said, we have to do a cat book. Cats are so popular, and I just the cats have grown on me so much that she said, well, don't talk about it, be about it. Get it done. So I said, okay. So I jumped in and added that to my list of other things, and came up with Pitter Patter. And we got Pitter Patter, our two house cats, Buddy and Dude. And in issue 1, Dude introduces Buddy to his new friend, Dizzy, the spinner mouse.
Okay.
So you get to meet him, and then I am issue 2 is written. Tina and I still have to go over it for make the final version of the script, and then I'll be jumping into that this winter, drawing that.
Do we learn why cats have to push things off of tables and everything else all the time?
Do we learn what?
Why cats have a need to push things off of tables?
Well, we haven't addressed that yet, but I'm sure that will be addressed. In issue 2, we actually delve into the differences between indoor and outdoor cats.
Yep. Yeah, I actually have 3 cats myself, so I'm very familiar with cats.
I have my first official cat, which is funny because Tina's mother brought him home, and he was just tiny, and he was sickly, and a little white cat with some orange splotches on him, and we ended up naming him Sherman, and he's just become my cat. And in case you didn't know, just so you guys do know, Sherman is the best cat in the world.
Okay.
But he's my cat.
Well, it sounds like you need to do a Sherman the Cat book now. The best cat in the world.
Well,
it's the spin-off.
We got a new kit now, and her name is Beans. Depends on who you ask. It's either Beans or Sally or Itty Bit. Depends on who you're talking to. But I told Tina, I said, I got an idea for Sherman and the Bean. She's like, all right, run with it. Just do what you do.
Kind of like a Pinky and the Brain type thing.
Right.
Sherman and the Bean.
Now you're gonna have to watch with giving it 3 names. You're gonna give this cat a complex. You know, it's gonna walk around. I don't know what my name is. What are you calling me for? Okay, I guess I'll go. You know, and it's gonna start going to everybody. Well, if you got food, I'm good. You know?
Yeah, with my cats, I have one cat that thinks it's a dog. It acts like a dog. I mean, it comes and runs and greets me and is always with me. The other cat is a complete jerk all the time. And then the third cat just is always hiding and you barely ever see. But it's funny how different all 3 are. How about your cats?
Did we lose you, Rodney?
Oh. Is he gone?
We may have lost him. I also got kind of quiet on that end, so.
Yeah. Oh, there he is. Hello.
You there?
Yeah, welcome back.
Did your pants fall off again?
I touched the wrong button.
I thought your pants fell off again.
No. We're actually sitting now and driving. So
Okay.
We're good.
Now, yeah, besides being an illustrator in that, you do transportation of vehicles, too.
Yeah, it's just a part-time job. I pick up and deliver cars and or vans or trucks, mostly pharmaceutical companies for pharmaceutical reps. But right now we're doing the Amazon thing like everybody else, and we have 350 vans, Mercedes cargo vans.
Wow.
That we are delivering from Cincinnati to Louisville, Kentucky.
So people order these cars through Amazon?
No, they're going to a warehouse.
Oh, okay.
And then Amazon is going to distribute them throughout the country to their hubs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So
Yeah,
we started. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
It's the thing we're doing right now. So I only do the job part time. I work probably 2 days a week. I basically work whenever I want. So when I'm not in the studio, I'm driving cars.
Okay.
So.
Or doing Comic-Cons. How many Comic-Cons a year are you doing now?
Yeah, absolutely. We cut down a lot just because there are so many cons now and it's so saturated. Mm-hmm. We were doing probably 26 to 28 cons a year for probably. We did that a couple years, and then we went down. And I think now we're trying to do one a month. I think we're going to end up, after all said and done, somewhere between 12 and 14 this year.
Okay, that's about where I'm at right now. So, I agree with it. The saturation's been tough because it's you're like us. You're in the Midwest, and from Cincinnati, within a 5-6 hour, there's just a countless number of conventions you could do, and it's just way too many.
Absolutely. And the thing is, if you're on the road every weekend, you can't produce comics.
Right.
You can't do anything new because you're always traveling. So.
Well, and that's one thing a lot of fans don't realize is we're not just there for the 2 or 3 days of a show. It's you got a day of travel ahead of time to set up.
Yeah.
Then by the time you get home, it's mentally draining doing a show all weekend. So you kind of lose a whole nother day once you get home, just trying to mentally reorient and get back into the flow of what you're doing.
Yeah.
So
you have to decompress.
Yeah, it's very draining. I think for a lot of artists, we're introverts by nature, so dealing with hundreds of people over the course of a weekend is mentally draining, and we got to recharge those batteries when we get back. And it's hard to you can't just get in the flow. At least I can't. I need a solid day of nobody talk to me. Yeah,
I need a day of after you take care of your stuff, you have to take care of depositing any money you made and everything else. But just you've been on all weekend. Now you have to be off for a little bit just to let your batteries recharge.
Right.
And then you can get back into actually the creative mode. But then if you're doing too many shows, you're doing back to back shows at times. It kind of takes that creativity out of you a little bit.
Oh yeah.
And I noticed that myself personally.
It can be daunting. That's for sure.
Yeah. Now I know you've got a show coming up this weekend. Is this your last show for the year for you? I think so. There might be one. There might be a show in Dayton that we do in December. Okay.
It's called the Jim and Dan Show. I don't know for sure if we've committed to that or not. But it's a maybe.
Okay. But coming up this weekend, though, you're going to be kind of almost in our neck of the woods. You're going to be up here in Michigan at the Grand Rapids Comic-Con.
Yes. Very excited about that.
Now, you've done that one before, correct?
Yes, we did it 2 years ago.
Okay.
First time, and really loved the area. Gorgeous. People were so friendly, engaging. And it was a more comic-centric show, so that was even better. And it's very densely packed with artists.
Yes.
It's a good thing, but it's also a bad thing.
So you're going to be shoehorned into Artist Alley, and
absolutely.
And do you know your table number yet, or?
You know what? I meant to look that up. I do not know.
Okay, but you are listed under your name, right? So it's going to be under Rodney Fyke, right?
Yes.
Okay.
We should be listed under Rodney Fyke.
Yeah, when we get...
if not, we're listed under Hazum Productions. Hazzum.
Hazzum Productions. Okay.
I will be doing, as my sign at the table says, we'll draw pretty pictures for money. So I will be doing commissions all weekend long. So
and you do really good commissions too.
Stopping by and getting a drawing, they can come on by and do that.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, because you do not just regular sketches. You do sketch cards, and you'll do full size drawings for them, sketch covers.
Yeah.
And then of course you're going to be offering the comics, of course, as well as your existing artwork prints on that stuff. So that's awesome. I've done Grand Rapids in the past too. I know there's a lot of great people that come out there. Fan wise, it's a great area in that. So we want to make sure we help promote that for you on that. So and then after that, what's your next year looking like in terms of not just shows but also releases of books or anything?
Definitely, Pitter Patter is number 2 is on the way. Mm-hmm. I am working with Todd Goodman from Old World Comics on a book called Here Be Clowns. I am cleaning up the ink work on that in the computer right now, and we'll be starting to color that here very soon. Mm-hmm. So that'll be coming out next year. I'm be excited about that. Trying to get on some more Marvel card sets, top sets. I've done a few of those this year, so that was a lot of fun. That we did was on the Infinity Wars set and the.
Cool.
Avenger set this year. So that was a lot of fun. So I'll be trying to do some more of those. And probably I'm going to be doing some other stuff, doing some more writing, trying to doing some work with other people, and get my name more out there on more books.
Okay.
Is a goal for the year.
Now, you did, with your peanut pudding and jelly, you worked with Scarecrow art on the last couple of books, wasn't it?
Yes, issues 5 and 6. He did the breakdowns on that. I thumbnailed everything out for him, and he did the breakdowns. And I went behind and did inks, cleaned it up, did inks, and did colors on that.
Okay.
When you come out with these books, do you do any things like crowdsourcing, like Kickstarter or Indiegogo or anything like that, or do you just?
We have not. We've watched some of our friends do it and see how much work is involved, and wonder whether or not we want to jump into that pool. It's kind of it's a catch-22. It would help with the exposure and stuff like that, but then it's another project where you're going to have to do a lot of work for it. Now, obviously, if we need to do it, we'll do it, but we're aware it's out there. We know it's an option. It's a tool. But no, not yet.
Okay. Now with your books that you have, are people able to order them online, or can they only get them at Comic-Cons?
You cannot order them online. You can get them at the shows. Okay. But you can contact us through Facebook or at Rodney@hasm.com, and you can order them that way.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Awesome, because I know people can always make it to the shows, and like I said, I pretty think they're really good books. The artwork is fantastic. Rodney did initially, even the work that Scarecrow Art did the last couple were really good. And I was talking with him over the weekend because he was with us in Akron, and and he's just the last few years been up and coming, doing shows and getting artwork out there. So I think it's a great joint venture you guys basically did with doing the artwork and the books to get those books out for you.
Yeah, thank you. I think we look good together that way. So the end result is nice.
Yeah. Now, besides stuff coming out next year, have you already started? You started already booking your shows for next year. Any key shows next year you're looking forward to?
Yeah, we're definitely we'll be back in Lexington Comic and Toy Fair. Gem City will be. I'm pretty sure Gem City. We'll definitely be back in Cincinnati. That's our hometown. Yeah. So Cincinnati Comic Expo. So what more I'm forgetting that I know for sure we're doing.
We typically do Motor City.
We did not do Motor City last year.
Oh, you did? No, they weren't there this year.
We've done it, or did we do it last year?
I didn't see you this year.
No, we weren't there this year. We've done it several times. Okay. A lot of times it's scheduling conflict. Right. I know those three shows for sure. And we just haven't really sat down and discussed which ones we want to do this next year. So, but those three for sure, I know we're in.
Awesome. Yeah, I know. I'm going to be at Gem City. I've already signed up for that. I'm probably going to sign up for Motor City because I always do that one, and I'm already signed up for Cincinnati Expo as well. So I'm looking forward to being at that one as well. I like that show. I like being down in your neck of the woods there, and that's always a fun show too. And I think we've always had a great time there.
Yeah, it's a good show. It's really turned into a nice big show, and it's a lot of fun. And the best part about it is we can go home at night, sleep in our own bed.
It's always a good thing about a show is when you can do that.
Now you're in the Cincinnati area, and there's an iconic moment in TV history that's coming up here, the turkey drop from WKRP in Cincinnati.
Oh, yeah. God is my witness. I thought turkeys could fly.
So how will you be celebrating the WKRP anniversary?
Do you guys do a turkey drop?
We do not.
I was planning on coming out for it.
Oh, man. That'd have been great.
Maybe that should be a thing. Maybe we should do that.
See, that's what they need in Cincinnati. They need more turkey drops and less Nessman.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, for those that are listening, we got Rodney Fyke here with us, and Rodney's been a good friend of ours for quite a few years at the Comic-Cons, and it's always great to catch up with him on that. We got a few more minutes with you before we're going to cut you off so we can close the show out and that. But so anything else you want to promote that you got going on that you haven't talked about yet?
Let's see. We covered Pitter Patter, and we talked about clowns. That's going to be a lot of fun. We talked about
is that going to be a horror? That's going to be a horror book, isn't it? And people are going to just walk up, clowns. No.
Not yes and no. I'm drawing it, so it'll be about as horrified as as I draw it. I'm drawing it my cartoony style.
Okay.
So it's a goof. Okay, it's basically clown zombies, and they run around licking people, and if they lick you, you turn into a zombie, a clown zombie.
Oh.
So, and everybody has a different clown makeup on their face, so that's been a challenge.
And now in Walking Dead, when there's like a whole bunch of these, they travel in a herd. In your comic, will it be like a little tiny car that pulls up and then like hundreds of them come out of the car?
We've talked about that, but we haven't gotten to that point in issue 1.
It's like, how many are in there?
Who knows what'll happen down the road?
That's right. When you see the car coming, you're in trouble.
Well, they probably have their own zombie cannon, so they're shooting zombie clowns out of the cannon at everybody, and as they're going by, they're just licking people.
Exactly.
Have one of those.
We all know what's coming down the road. We just don't know how Rod and Todd are going to execute it.
When you have people hiding out on an upper level, the clowns pull out like that teeter-totter, so they jump on it and make the other one go flying high.
There you go.
There you go.
Options are endless.
Yeah, they can do it right by a building, so they fly up and they go right by a window that's open. They see somebody, they can lick them real quick. And
I love it. I love where this is going.
There we go. We've helped write your next 4 books. We'll take 10%.
10%.
Hey, there you go.
So now, where online can everybody find you? Because I know you got a Facebook and you have a website and all that. So if you can give everybody those locations.
Yeah, Hasm.com, HAZZUM. It's available there. PeanutPuddingandJelly.com. You can actually read issue 1 online for free.
Okay.
And then you can see the art of Rodney Fyke on Facebook, and Rodney Fyke at Instagram as well.
Okay.
All right.
And that's where you can get a hold of us.
Awesome. Well, any last closing words from you, Rodney?
Just that thanks for having me on, guys. Really appreciate it. Look forward to seeing you guys this weekend.
Well, you won't see us this
weekend.
weekend.
Come on out, everybody, and see us. Say hi to Tina and myself, and Brett and Scott, and Brett and Scott. Yeah. I always throw in a friend there. I apologize.
Well, unfortunately, we're not going to be there this weekend because we didn't get into the Grand Rapids this year, which is a bummer since we're not going to see you guys. But definitely for all our listeners, we want you to go and see Rodney Fyke at the Grand Rapids Comic-Con. Look for him in Artist Alley. He'll be easy to find. He's always got a nice display up, very colorful, a lot of cool artwork. Definitely pick up some comics, pick up some art, get a sketch. Sketches are always really cool.
And follow his social media pages.
Yep, so find him on Rodney Fyke on Instagram, hasm.com, or peanutpuddingandjelly.com. Rodney, always a pleasure hanging out with you. I look forward to seeing you next time. We'll catch up again, probably at Gem City.
Absolutely, that sounds great. Look forward to seeing you guys.
All right, take
man.
care.
Give our best to Tina. We'll talk to you soon.
Will do. Thanks, guys.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Well, thank you, Rodney, for joining us. It's always a pleasure talking to him.
Yep.
He's a good guy, great artist.
Rodney's he's one of the good ones out there, working hard, just like all of us do, just creating stories, getting stuff out there, and definitely, like I say, if you're going to Grand Rapids Comic Con, check it out. If not, look for him at a future show. But check out his website. Heck, you can go online and read that first comic, and then message him through there about ordering the comics to have them shipped to you.
Yeah,
and or even a commission. He does a lot of cool commissions and things like that.
Yeah,
so.
he does really good marker work.
Yeah, his markers are excellent. He's got great color schemes. So,
are we getting butt dialed?
That's him.
Hey, Rodney, you miss us?
No.
Nope.
Okay.
I thought he's like, I want to stay on. There's 10 more minutes.
Oh, we gave him his half hour. We heard about him dropping the phone, and
We got to experience his pants dropping. We learned about his cats. It's all good.
I think it was great.
Well, since we have a little bit of time left, we want to talk a little bit about Walking Dead.
Yeah, let's talk a little about that since we got a few more minutes here.
Yeah.
And as everybody knows, we were talking about Rick Grimes had his last episode. Now, this is his actual last Walking Dead episode.
And just to say, this is spoilers.
Yes.
If you haven't seen it and you don't want spoilers, tune out.
Yes.
Okay.
And then tune back in next time.
And I gave the warning, so don't say I didn't.
So the episode went 98% the way I expected it to. It was him flashing back and reliving, visiting previous characters aren't around anymore. Yep. Though we didn't see Lori.
I was surprised. Well, I mean,
I don't know the relationship of the actors.
I don't know what happened there.
I think what it was, it was more the emotional stuff, because it was like Shane was emotional, Herschel was emotional.
No emotion for the.
Yeah.
No one liked Lori anyway.
Yeah, she was whiny. Where's Carl? Where's Carl?
No Carl.
Yeah, that was interesting too, that they didn't revisit Carl, though he was mentioned quite a bit through.
He was mentioned,
but it was him. He was injured, and he was leading the horde away or to the bridge, which is what he originally wanted to do, and then blow up the bridge and then send them down the river.
Yeah, as far as the story goes, I thought it was. I got to judge this on two different parts. One is the first 59 minutes, and the other is the last minute. The first 59 minutes went how I thought.
Yep.
As far as a parting episode for Rick, I felt it was good. It was well done. It was the trip down memory lane, good flashbacks.
And then giving them the hero's ending.
Hero's ending.
Yeah.
But I have, and like I mentioned before the show officially started, I went in this, I've been kind of soured on Walking Dead the last couple seasons, and my whole plan with this is I'm just going to stick out to Rick's final episode, and then I was going to be done with Walking Dead. It's like, okay, this is a good parting point. But then the final minute happened.
Right. Now, before that, Deidre says no, they were making point that he found his family, Carol, Maggie, etc. I mean, he did. He realized who his family was more than just his actual, wife and kid.
Except his real family is dead.
Yeah.
And the only family that's left is Shane's. They kind of clarified that in the
basically. Well, all this takes place in Rick's brain. So,
or does it? As Dumbledore tells Harry, just because it's in your head, does that mean it's not real?
Right. So basically, though, he comes to terms that, but of course, what we learned though is in the last minute is he ends up on the banks of the river. He didn't die in the explosion, and he gets found by what's her name? Jen. She changed her name like twice now in the show.
Yeah,
so. The trash
lady, trash lady, that trashy woman,
and calls the helicopter that we've been seeing the last few episodes and says she found a B, and not an A, but a B.
And they have not defined what A versus B is.
Yeah,
I would have thought Rick would have been an A.
I think it has to do with health wise. In that, but I don't know. But he's a B.
Well, but because like the priest, Father Gabriel, she's like, oh, I thought you were a B. Turns out you're an A. Yeah. So, and that had nothing to do with his health. So I'm trying to figure. I'm not sure what the A. I thought it was type A personality versus B, which Rick would be an A.
Right. So we may learn a little bit more of that as things go. Because what we learned was
lying about him being a B to protect him.
Because Rick wakes up and he's on the helicopter with her, and they're flying off somewhere. And when we got to Talking Dead, which is a show after the show, it was confirmed by Scott Gimple that there is going to be a Walking Dead movie they're doing on AMC.
Yeah, it sounds like there's going to be a few of them.
Yeah,
right?
they're actually planning
Sporadic.
a few. The way he said it, I don't think they're all going to be Rick Grimes movies. I think they're doing Walking Dead movies that will fill in gaps of different places. So we're going to probably have the Rick Grimes one first, and then I can see them spinning off to different stories that are from that, and not just following Andrew Lincoln, because he even talked in an interview he was ready to leave last year, and it's not that he doesn't love the show. I think it was the work grind stuff, being gone from home, because he's from England. Yeah. He's not from the States.
Well, we talked about this off air. My theory is I think they will keep focusing on him. They're going to milk it to death.
Yeah.
And if he's able to keep being this character, but it's on his terms where he's not tied up in Atlanta,
right,
8 months of the year or whatever it is, he likes to be at home with his family. Well, if it's just a standalone movies they do maybe once or twice a year, basically he'll take it. I bet he worked it in where the whole family goes with him on location shooting. They all get everything paid for. It's a free family vacation.
Well, and they're probably going to be like 30-day shoots, so they're not going to be long, drawn-out things. And the beauty is they already set up that it's going to be elsewhere. So it's not going to be in Alexandria. It's going to be in different parts of the world. So we're going to learn more. Scott Campbell said this, we're going to learn more of different places, what's happening during the zombie apocalypse.
For me, I almost get the feel of like the World War Z concept, how the storyline of World War Z, you jump around.
Right, and that's kind of what I'm thinking here too, yeah.
Yeah, which actually frees them up to do so much, because you can create all... We're so locked into Atlanta,
right,
in Walking Dead, we never see what's going on beyond 10 miles away.
And technically they've been in Alexandria and Washington D.C. area, but even then they really haven't gotten too far. Where they're at now is a few miles apart from each location.
Right, but as viewers, we are still clueless on the rest of the world.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if what's going on further up north. Either like are you up here in Detroit area, Canada,
and that's
or
one of the
over in Europe.
That's one of the things that's cool about Z Nation is they are traveling the country, so we're seeing how civilization is happening in different spots in that series.
Yeah,
and it gives them so much diversity to deal with different enemies or situations. Maybe now we'll get Amish zombies in Walking Dead like we have in Z Nation.
Yeah, and we've also got with the next episode is a 6-year time jump. Judith is grown up to, she's like 9 years old now, maybe almost 10, and now she's now kind of become what Carl was in the comics.
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed at that part, I'm going to say, only because, let's be honest, you're in this world, you're going to let a 9-year-old be the leader.
Well, I don't know how much of a leader she is, but it sounds like because she's grown up in this world, she's not, the fear of the dead isn't there for her. They've always just been there.
Yeah.
So I think that's what we saw with that. Plus, she's a Grimes, so the Grimes family story continues on.
She still has the hat.
Yep, she got Carl's hat and all that. But then we also get a quick glimpse of a few other people, and definitely their looks have changed.
Carol's got like 8 feet of hair now.
Yep, and then we saw Eugene does not look afraid and everything else. So we've got
his mullet's gone.
Right.
Where is the funeral for the mullet?
I know they need a funeral for the mullet.
I heard his mullet found Nicolas Cage's mullet, and they went off together to make a new movie.
They're
Joe Dirt 3 or 2.
Joe Dirt 3. It's like
Revenge of the Mullet.
Yeah. It's like Superman 3. They're going to go and try to
clone it. They're going to clone the mullet.
But so I'm excited to see what happens this weekend. My only fear with Walking Dead, and it's not a fear of the Walking Dead thing, is just that it's going to continue the way it was, where, hey, great idea, but we're going to draw it out and take forever to tell the story.
Well, I think the problem with them was they were so confined by the comic. They are now going to be free of the comic.
Oh, yeah, this is a whole departure from the comic.
In addition to that, the zombies seem to be evolving.
Yeah, that's what I'm because we heard talking, but I think that's tied into the Whisperers, which they've never dealt with,
Right. So are the Whisperers mixed in with the zombie herd?
Or are
the zombies actually
evolving?
And are they officially going to jump the shark and fully steal Dead World and just have the Zombie King and everything like they stole from other parts of Dead World?
Right, which is where...
Oh, wait, am I not supposed to say that out loud?
Hey, Gary Reed, may rest in peace, said it out loud many times.
Oh, I know. Michonne was a complete ripoff, but we can't talk about that, I guess.
Yeah. So we'll talk a little more Walking Dead next week. We've got Jill joining joining us from Team Titans of Real Estate.
Remember
Part
the
of,
Titans?
was it Lakeside Keller Williams?
Yep, Keller Williams Lakeside out of Shelby Township, Michigan. Give me a call, 586-549-6096.
Or call and ask for Jill's number and call her instead. But actually,
I would say her number, but I might mess it up.
Yeah.
I don't have it fully committed to memory.
in all real estate, even if you're in a different area and you have questions about real estate, stuff like that, get a hold of Scott or Jill. You can find Team Titans of Real Estate on Facebook.
It's on Facebook. It's Team Titans RE for real estate.
Okay.
Team Titans RE.
And you can definitely ask them any questions on that. So next week we'll have Jill joining us. It'll be a lot of fun. And we also got 2 weeks from now we got Thanksgiving.
Oh my goodness!
I know it's coming up quick, and then we'll be going from there.
You got some shows. What's your next show?
Oh, actually, the only thing I got going on is I've got a craft
show.
show on Saturday.
This
if
week?
you're going to be in the area, Southeast Michigan, come out to the corner of Whitaker and Willis at Brick Elementary, part of the Lincoln Consolidated School District. I'll be set up there from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. for the craft show. It's my last appearance for the year. I'm going to do some deep discounts and blow out some art and see what anybody wants and get rid of it all. And who knows? Because I want to come out with a bunch of new stuff for next year. Until then, my next show isn't going to be till Great Lakes Comic Con in end of February.
There you go. So get out there, buy his art.
All right, so don't forget, Larger Family Chiropractor, our sponsors, as well as Team Titans of Real Estate, another one of our great sponsors now. Till next time, guys. Dominic, take us out.